There is a significant amount of planning that can actually occur real fast. Once the strategic decision is made to move a unit or part of a unit like this, that tasking goes to U.S. Transportation Command and then down to the Air Mobility Command and eventually the Tanker Airlift Control Center, where the real heavy lifting of the planning is done. And that is literally everything from how the helicopters will be loaded on the aircraft, tied down on the aircraft, to the diplomatic clearances, all of those things that are necessary for an airplane to fly halfway around the world. In a crisis, a contingency, that can be done within a matter of hours because of the professionalism of our airmen, our mobility airmen that do this. Or it could take a little bit less time if it's not quite as pressing. But literally in a matter of hours, an entire mission can come together. The crew then is put into crew rest, aircraft loaded, and then the mission goes into execution. And then there is another team of professionals that literally monitors the aircraft from the time it departs all the way through the download of cargo here at Ramstein. They're monitoring it every minute along the way. Once the aircraft is downloaded, it doesn't stop there. You can see the group of maintenance professionals that have already descended upon the aircraft, the loading teams. They're going to make sure that this airplane is ready to fly as quickly as it can. All of that occurs real fast, and it's just due to absolute professionalism.
And how important is it for the Air Force and the Army working in conjunction together like this?
It is absolutely imperative that we work together. I worked for a general who has long since retired. He shared a thought with me a long time ago, and he said, you never want to have to exchange business cards at the scene of a disaster. What he was really saying is it's all about training, it's all about teamwork. Those are the watchwords of us at USAFE here. It is about us training with the Army, knowing what they can and can't do. It's about the Army training with us, knowing what we can and can't do, and exchanging that knowledge in a training environment. And oh, by the way, it extends well beyond our services. It's also our NATO partners, our coalition partners. It is everybody who will touch not only these aircraft, but the contents of it that will be throughout Europe here shortly, supporting our mission for SACEUR. You'd be amazed at the professionalism. There are some loads that are very simple. If it's on a cargo pallet, it slides on, locks into place. But some of the larger helicopters can be very tricky to load. And you have to have the specialists, not just airmen, but the soldiers who know how to take them apart, package them up, because they will just barely fit into some of the aircraft. So the loads can be extremely difficult, extremely tedious to load. We just take our time, we do it safely, we do it right, and the bottom line is we get the asset where it needs for the mission.
Where the exact helicopters will be, I'm not sure. The headquarters, they'll be headquartered in Illesheim, Germany. We'll also have operations going on in Latvia, in Romania, and eventually in Poland.
Now, will these be used in support of Operation Atlantic Resolve?
Yes, this is in support of Operation Atlantic Resolve. It's a collection of numerous exercises that'll be conducted all over Europe, and it's an opportunity for us to improve our interoperability and to build relationships with our partners and friends.
Okay, and how long will the helicopters be out here for?
9 months. They arrive this month, they'll leave in November, they'll be followed by another unit.
And what other kind of support crews or mechanics will be involved with the Apaches being out here?
What types of, I'm sorry?
What other support elements, like mechanics, things like that, pilots, like what other assets will be out here in addition to the Apaches?
Yeah, there'll be a total of 2,200 soldiers with the brigade, and that includes everybody that's needed to conduct the operation. So you've got your command element, you've got your pilots, you've got your crew chief, your ground crews. You'll get the whole spectrum of Army aviation. Oh, it's we're talking about the world's greatest Air Force, and this is let me point on that. This is routine for the Air Force. This is just another successful mission. This feeds into our speed of assembly. We look at speed of recognition. We have to recognize what our aggressors are doing. And then we have to look at the speed of decision. How fast can we decide what we need to do, and then how fast can we assemble? And then once we figure out the speed of assembly, how fast we can get, in this case, helicopters on the ground, that will enable the decision makers on what decisions to make.
training scenarios can be very elaborate, they can be very small, but the whole point of it is it's the ground forces that get their training integrating with air assets, whether it's Army Rotary Wing and Apache, or potentially close air support fighter aircraft from USAFE, or any of our coalition partners. The real value of what they are here for is that integration, that training. It's us working together, understanding what each other does, what our limitations are, and what we bring to a potential fight. That is the real value of this, and they tailor the training events around those objectives. Full German morning. It's an honor for me to be able to stand in front of you and share with one of my great friends and fellow comrade in arms this tremendous event that's about to occur or has occurred here. My career has been as a mobility airlifter, moving things around the world. And there's a community out there in the United States Air Force that supports not only our United States Army and our sister services, but more importantly, our coalition partners around the world, our NATO partners around the world. This movement here today typifies what that community, the mobility community, does best. We here in Europe today are the benefactors of this incredible capability with this C5M that is sitting behind us. It's a tremendous aircraft, and it's crewed by the brightest and smartest young men and women that our country has to offer. And I can assure you that they are honored to be a part of this mission. The beautiful thing about this C5M behind us is that one day it can deliver combat air power, such as Apache helicopters as it's delivering here for us today. And the next day it could be delivering humanitarian airlift around the world. It's part of what we do. It's part of our commitment to Europe. It's part of our commitment to NATO. It's part of our commitment to freedom. So with that, again, I thank you for joining us out here.
We were concentrating on assurance. This year we're concentrating on deterrence. And by bringing in helicopters, this enables the Army to get after the mission here. So this is a presence. This is the U.S.'s, the United States' commitment to the security of Europe. And the helicopters are just one piece of it. The helicopters enable us to improve our interoperability with our allies and partners, and to ensure the security and deter Russia as we go through it.
It's very important. There is a significant training aspect to this. It is U.S. Air Force crews, U.S. Army load crews training to demonstrate this capability, not only here in Europe, but they do it around the world every day. It is to prove the point that the United States Army, United States Air Force is ready at a moment's notice to deploy anywhere in the world with whatever we need to execute a mission. This airplane here, I don't know if I've had flying time on it, but I've been associated with this mission and with the C5 in particular for a good portion of my career. And I've had the opportunity to command a command and control organization that executes these type of moves worldwide. And one of the things that the United States brings to NATO, to our committed partners, is the fact that one of these aircraft, or one very similar to it, about every 2.5 to 3 minutes takes off or lands worldwide. That's a tremendous capability that we bring to our partners. We're very proud of it, and it's a partnership. It is a capability that we share across NATO and with our committed partners.